Welcome back to the hero's journey. I am your empowerment guide and fellow superhero, Venus the Goddess. This is Arc 14, the Hero's Toolbox, daily reminders and practices for your wellness. This is a pre recorded lecture, so please feel free to pause to take a break at any time. Just note the time on the video, that way you don't lose your place. Let's begin. Objective. The objective of this arc is to provide a complete, organized toolkit of every practice from the hero's journey, so you can integrate them into your daily life, starting small and building a sustainable way of being. Introduction. You have learned a lot: neuroscience, CBT, mindfulness, shadow work, values, acceptance, gratitude, affirmations. The list is long, but you don't need to do all the practices every day. That's not sustainable. The goal is not perfection. The goal is integration, choosing a few practices that work for you and weaving them into your life until they become second nature. I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. Bruce Lee. Start small, build slowly. Begin with one or two practices that feel accessible. Once they become habit, add another. Over time, you will have built a way of life, not a checklist. Slow and steady. You have to walk before you can run. The Hero's Toolbox. This is a complete list of all of the practices you were introduced to throughout the hero's journey, beginning with the easier practices and ending with the more advanced. Beginner practices. Start here. Smiling. Smile intentionally, even if you don't feel like it. It triggers the release of dopamine and reduces stress. This is something that you can do daily. In fact, all of these beginner practices can be done daily. Gratitude. Open and close each day with gratitude. Write or say what you are grateful for, no matter how small. Light cleaning, decluttering. Every day when you wake up, make up your bed, straighten up your room, draw open the curtains and open a window. Let light and fresh air in. Also, put effort into your physical appearance. Dress up. Look your best. When you look your best, you feel your best. Positive self talk. Replace harsh judgments and criticism with compassion. For an example, replace "I'm such an idiot" with "I made a mistake and I'm learning." Do this as needed. I am affirmations. Recite a list of positive affirmations such as "I am beautiful," "I am loved," "I am safe," "I am powerful," "I am capable." Hydration. Drink water throughout the day. This is a small but vital act of self-care. Remember, self-care includes your physical health. Go to the gym, eat healthy, take a bath. Stretching and walking. Stretch for 10 to 15 minutes in the morning. Walk for 20 minutes a day. The human body is designed to move. Movement is medicine, and walking is by far the best exercise that you can do. Our bodies are literally walking machines. from the soles of our feet to the back of our head. Walking improves your heart health, it lowers the risk of stroke, prevents the development of certain cancers, builds muscles in your legs and butt. It strengthens bones, it eases joint pain and stiffness. It boosts your immune system, it reduces stress and anxiety, it improves your mood, it sharpens memory, it enhances focus, it improves sleep quality, and it increases your lifespan. Our ancestors, they walked for miles. They were literally, you know, chase after their prey like caribou. They would just follow a herd of caribou walking for miles and until the caribou literally got exhausted and passed away. Now in modern times, we can barely get up a flight of stairs without huffing and puffing. Our modern, way of life really has made us go backwards. A sedentary lifestyle, or what people call the sitting disease, is really bad for your health. And a lot of our jobs, which require us to sit for long hours, 8 hours a day or more, these types of jobs and just these lifestyles that we have, because you work all day and then you come home and you want to lay on a couch, you become a couch potato, or you want to get in the bed, and it's understandable because you're tired, but it's bad for your health, both your physical and your mental health. Move. Even if you don't have a whole lot of time, practice moving. It literally is the difference between independence in your older years and being immobile. I know 70-year-olds who can walk in hills better than I can. I know an 80-year-old who can deadlift 300 pounds. We have this thing where we call ourselves old and we're in our 30s. You're not old because you're in your 30s. You're not old because your knees hurt or your back hurt. Your body is deconditioned. It's not old age. It is a lack of exercise. If you think old, you're going to feel old, you're going to act old, you're going to become old prematurely. Move. Sensory pleasure. Light a candle, burn incense or a diffuser. Listen to music, dance, draw, paint, color. Enjoy a small, moderate snack. Life isn't all pain. Remember, enjoy life's simple pleasures. Rest. Rest. Pause. Take breaks. Get restful sleep. Rest is essential for your body and mind to repair cells, regulate hormones, and process emotions. Here is a list of intermediate practices. These are the practices you want to build. Mindfulness. Pay attention to the present moment without judgment. What do you see, hear, smell, feel? Do this daily in moments. Meditation. Sit or lay comfortably for 20 minutes. Focus on your breath. Watch your thoughts drift by like clouds. This is also something that you can do daily. Mirror work, as taught by Louise Hay. Look into your eyes. Say aloud, I love you. I am worthy of love. I am lovable because I exist. I love and approve of myself. Do this daily for 1 to 5 minutes. Journaling. Write down your thoughts. Express your deepest feelings in your hero's journal. You can also write your goals, affirmations, or what you're grateful for. Do this daily or weekly. Empowerment playlists. Listen to your power playlist. This is your superhero soundtrack. If you haven't already, create a playlist of songs that make you feel powerful. Sing along. Do this daily or weekly. Recite your hero's manifesto. Call out your hero's name and affirm your power. For an example, I am Wonder Woman. I am powerful. I am mighty. I am strong. I am invincible. Flex in the mirror. Beat your chest. Emote. Really talk your shit. You are she. You are him. You're she. Her. Do this daily or weekly. Spend time in nature. Go outside. Get some fresh air and sunlight. Touch grass. Practice grounding, or what they call in Japanese Shinrin Yoku, or forest bathing. Go to the park. Feed the birds. Feed the squirrels. Hug a tree. Sit by a lake. Do this weekly or daily. Social media detox. Disconnect. Take 24 hours off of all social media. Doom scrolling pollutes your mind and it monopolizes your time. Your time is better well spent. I get it. We all get a good laugh at TikTok videos and memes. But while you're scrolling, you could be practicing any one of these practices that will ultimately improve your mental health. Do this weekly. 24 hours is just a day of no social media. All right. Now, these are the more advanced practices. These are the practices that will deepen your healing process. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. Identify cognitive distortions or negative thinking patterns in your thoughts. Challenge your negative thoughts. Put them on trial. Then reframe them. Do this as needed. If you are battling with depression, anxiety, or chronic anger, cognitive behavioral therapy is what's going to help you to change the way you think, because all of these ailments are the result of negative thinking, a pattern of negative thoughts. This therapy, CBT, is discussed in ARC 2. Acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT. Make room for painful feelings without resisting them. Notice when you feel anxious, angry, or sad. Don't judge yourself. These are all human emotions. It's just a little bad weather. The storm will pass. Also, a core process of ACT therapy is staying committed to your values. So make choices that align with your personal values. Do this as needed. ACT therapy is discussed in ARC 12. Self-love altar. Create a self-love altar. Intend to it. Light a candle. Leave offerings. Clean it. Your altar is a physical symbol of your devotion to yourself. Do this weekly or daily. Setting boundaries. Set personal standards and boundaries. Let them guide how you treat yourself and others, and how you allow others to treat you. Do this as needed. Detachment. You can be hopeful and optimistic, but release the attachment to outcomes. Release the need to control. Trust that no matter what happens in life, you are resilient. You can overcome it. Do this as needed. Shadow work. Journal about your triggers or strong, quote unquote, negative emotions. Ask yourself deep questions. Remember, feelings like shame, resentment, Guilt and anger are not enemies, they are wise teachers. Listen to them. Integrate repressed or rejected parts of yourself with compassion. Do this as needed. Anger management. Recognize trigger thoughts. Pause instead of reacting to provoking situations. Practice relaxation techniques. Refrain with coping thoughts. And channel your anger into something productive. Also, do this as needed. Forgiveness. Forgive yourself and others with compassion. Remember, forgiveness is the choice to let go of old hurt. It does not condone or forget the wrongdoing. Do this as needed. Finally, hobbies. Explore new hobbies. Hobbies are a fantastic way to cultivate a sense of purpose. When you have a strong sense of purpose, you feel motivated to live. Do this daily or weekly. Find a new hobby and practice it every day or once a week. And if you get bored with that hobby, go find another one. Mental health is not just about feeling better when you are struggling. It is about building a way of life that keeps you well. You now have 26 practices or tools available in your mental toolbox. View them as sacred, treat them as ritual, be devoted to wellness. You don't have to do everything. Choose what fits your life. Start small and add one practice at a time. Over weeks and months, these practices will rewire your brain. They will become habits. Habits become identity. Identity becomes freedom. All right, let's take a brief pause here. Please use this time to get a drink of water, to stretch, to do an impromptu meditation. So focus on your breathing if you like. Inhale, exhale, or simply enjoy the silence. These type of pauses allow your brain to be able to absorb and process new information. All right, beloved, let's move into the next subject matter. Daily reminders, keeping yourself on track. Forgetting and falling back into old habits is normal. That is human. Here are ways to remind yourself, starting with low tech to high tech. Post-it notes. You can place post-it notes on your mirror. You can write out affirmations, and that way, every time you look in the mirror, you see things such as I am worthy, no self-doubt, you are the hero, you are doing great. Leave a rose on your desk to remind you to enforce your boundaries, or other symbols or images like a statue of a lion to remind you of your strength. A personal symbol that I have that reminds me of, my worth is a ring. I purchased a white sapphire ring for Christmas, and it looks like a diamond ring. Like, don't sleep on white sapphire. It looks like a beautiful uh, diamond ring, and I wear it. I don't wear it all the time, but I wear it whenever I go out or I just feel like putting it on. And every time I look at it, I see it on my finger. I say, I am worthy of love. I am worthy of respect, and I'm worthy of reverence. This ring symbolizes my inherent worth and value. Another thing that you can do to help yourself remember and to stay on track is quotes. Place your favorite quotes somewhere you can see them daily. You can also put up posters. You can save your superhero name as your contact in your phone and other, profiles like your profile name maybe on, social media or what have you. This is your new identity. So begin, integrating that into your daily life. Calendar app alerts. Many of our phones have the calendar app already installed into the phone. Take advantage of it. Set up reminders through the app, such as, yoga class at 6 p.m. Journaling apps, you can use these apps to track moods and progress. Also, reminder apps with daily notifications. These apps are also on many of our phones they are like the default apps that are built within the software. And you can put reminders such as, drink water, say your affirmations, what are you grateful for? Recommended apps. Here are a few apps that I personally use and that I recommend that you use that can help you. One is called Clarity, CBT Self Help Journal. This app tracks thoughts, identifies distortions, and gives you reframes. It's really a great app because you can track your moods. It has journaling prompts, even meditation and breathing exercises. And it really breaks down cognitive behavioral therapy all in one app, one single spot on your phone. Check it out. Again, daily reminders. A lot of our phones already have these apps within them, and you can use them to set recurring notifications for your chosen practices. Another app is called Daily Affirmations. Today I am. This app you can use to create affirmations with images and themes and just turn on the notifications. You can set an affirmation for 9 a.m. in the morning. So when you wake up, the first thing you see when you pick up your phone is I am beautiful. Another app is called Meetup. This is a great app to make new friends and to share your beloved hobbies with others. AI apps. You can use AI apps like DeepSeek. DeepSeek is a Chinese app. A lot of you may be familiar with ChatGPT. Personally, I use DeepSeek. You can use these AI apps as a thinking partner and an accountability tool. Analog tracking. If you don't want to use um, the calendar app on your phone, if you prefer a physical calendar, mark each day you completed your chosen practice. You also can use a journal. Use your hero's journal to write a sentence about your mood each day. And you can look back and see how far you've progressed. On your physical calendar, you can also track your mood, Like, for example, for today, if you're feeling happy, draw a smiley face. If you're feeling sad, draw a frown. If you're kind of like meh in the middle, just draw, two eyes and a straight line for a mouth. You know, um, Healing isn't linear. So definitely don't feel like, overwhelmed, like you have to do all of these things at once, that you have to be perfect. Healing isn't linear. It's not a destination. It is a journey. So don't feel bad if you struggle in the beginning. You're going to take 2 steps forward and then you're going to take 2 steps back. You're learning new skills. It takes time and consistency to master new skills. But if you stick with them, you will see results immediately. I really started getting serious about my mental health in 2023. I've battled with depression, anxiety, PTSD, you know, complex trauma for years since I was 13 years old. So, I'm in my 30s now. It's been such a long time. But, in 2023, I just decided, you know what? I'm tired of feeling depressed. I'm tired of feeling, sad and unhappy. I'm tired of feeling like life has no meaning. I'm tired of feeling like I don't want to be here no more. I got to a point in my life where I felt like if I don't make major changes in my life, that I'm not going to live long. Like I'm not going to make it out of my 30s. And so I started doing these practices. And in the beginning, as I was tracking my moods, there was a lot more, frown faces and crying faces in the beginning. But as time progressed, I start seeing, more happy faces on my calendar. And these happy faces, started lasting for weeks at a time. Healing is possible. You just have to be consistent and don't give up on yourself. A note on time management. Health is wealth. Prioritize your mental health. I understand that many of us have jobs, some of us have 2 and 3 jobs, in this current, state of our country and the economy. We have to, work. We have to pay bills. Groceries are high, gas is high. So a lot of us also have kids in the family, so we don't really have time to focus on our mental health. But please remember, you are no good to anyone if you are not here. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't give so much of yourself that there's nothing left. Prioritizing your mental health is an act of self love. You deserve to feel happy. You deserve peace. You deserve wellness. And in order to have wellness in your life, you're going to have to make sacrifices. If you can, try to downsize or, find a job that honors work life balance. There was a time where I worked full time, plus overtime that I didn't even get paid for. I would be up to like 1 o'clock in the morning working. And, there was another time where I worked 2 and 3 jobs and went to school part time. I was exhausted. You work all day, then you got to come home and you got to do more work because domestic work is still work. You got to do laundry. You got to wash the dishes. You got to clean up. You got to, feed the kids. You got to take them to sports and daycare or what have you. It's exhausting. But make sacrifices for your mental health. If you can't downsize, if you can't cut back on hours, I mean, if you can, find a part time job. It took me a while. It took me a while, but eventually I did find work that allows me to be able to have the freedom to focus on my mental health. I do all 26 practices, most of which I do daily and weekly. In the beginning, it definitely was hit or miss, but I've been doing it for so long, it's second nature. And I know when I haven't done like my affirmations or if I haven't said my hero's manifesto or if I haven't listened to my empowerment music or I haven't stretched or walked. Like I really feel a difference in my day. I feel it in my body. If I haven't stretched or gone for a walk or done yoga today, I feel it. I feel it in my back. I feel it in my knees. But it's become so second nature. It's like it truly is a way of life for me now. And I've been lucky enough to have a part time job that is remote and also provides me with full benefits. I have dental, vision, and medical coverage. Again, it took me a while to be able to find, this type of work, but you got to be willing to, put that effort in yourself. You got to be willing to make sacrifices. If you can, take off from work. You have PTO, you have vacation time, take off. that is your time. If you need to take a hiatus from working, I also did that, after working, for years at a company, 50 hours a week or more. One day I just said, you know what? I quit. I took money out of my 401k and I went to the Dominican Republic and I took 3 months off. I took the entire summer off from working, and then I spent the next several years job hopping until I finally found a job that honors my value of balance. So, if you care about your mental health, if you care about yourself, be willing to make sacrifices, even if it's just 5 minutes. 5 minutes becomes 10 minutes. 10 minutes becomes 20 minutes. And with time, 20 minutes become an hour. And then that hour becomes a way of life. You deserve happiness. You deserve peace. You deserve wellness. And the only person who can give it to you is yourself. All right? Here are additional resources. Book recommendations. 1. Feeling Good, The New Mood Therapy by David D. Burns, MD. It is a clinically proven, drug-free treatment for depression. 2. The Anxiety and Worry Workbook, The Cognitive Behavioral Solution by David A. Clark, PhD, and Aaron T. Beck, MD. The Anger Control Workbook by Matthew McKay, PhD, and Peter Rogers, PhD. It provides simple, innovative techniques for managing anger and developing healthier ways of relating. Also, You Can Heal Your Life and Love Yourself, Heal Your Life Workbook by Louise Hay. These books help you to transform your life through mirror work, positive self talk, and affirmations. Use these tools and these resources. These tools and resources are going to help you with your hero's journey. Take advantage of bookstores. Go to the personal transformation section of bookstores. They have all these psychology books and self help books that you can use. Conclusion. You learned a lot across the hero's journey, and now you have tools to rewire your brain, challenge distorted thoughts, observe your mind without judgment, let go of inherited beliefs that don't serve you, speak your reality into existence, alter reality through music, create your heroic identity, build unshakable self worth, love yourself and set boundaries, integrate your shadow, align with your values, accept what you cannot control, and have a purpose driven and meaningful life. Homework. Okay, so for your homework, I would like for you to choose 3 practices from the beginner list. Commit to doing them daily for 1 week. And if you've been following the hero's journey and going through each arc, you're probably already doing these. And if you're doing them, just keep doing them. 2, I want you to set up one reminder system, post-it notes, calendar alert, or download one of those apps. 3, I want you to place one symbol somewhere you will see it daily and assign meaning to it. Last, I want you to schedule one social media detox this week. 24 hours. Just one day, I want you to completely disconnect from all social media. In fact, no screen time. Use that time to walk outside and to practice one of the many practices. You have 26 practices that you can do instead of being on social media. This assignment is due 1 week from the completion of this video. All right, we are near the end. And I just would like to take this moment to say that, yes, this is a lot of information. This is these are a lot of practices, but if you just take your time, go at your own pace, I promise you, your life is going to change for the better. I've been through hell. I spent many days crying. It felt like at one point all I did was cry. And because I remained consistent and I didn't give up on myself, that doesn't mean I didn't slip. I definitely slipped. I definitely, reverted back to old habits. But every time I fell off of the horse, I got back on the horse. And through consistency and just the power of will, now I wake up every day happy to be alive. I went from not wanting to live to now seeing life as such a gift. I wake up every day grateful that I'm here, excited about life, excited about the next adventure that I'm going to, embark on, the latest side quest. Life is truly worth living. And if you put that effort into yourself, your life is going to be worth living as well. All right, beloved, credits. The research for this presentation was conducted using a variety of sources, including authoritative books, scientific publications, and AI-assisted research tools used to synthesize and verify complex information. If you would like to learn more about any of the subjects presented, I encourage you to do your own research. This presentation contains images and diagrams used under the fair use for educational and commentary purposes within an original work. All visual media are the property of their respective creators. No copyright infringement is intended. Last but not least, offerings. I do offer private sessions, so if you would like to book a virtual one-on-one mentoring session with me, you can email me at thethegoddessxx@gmail.com. Sessions are 60 minutes at a rate of $150 per hour. If you need help with any of the practices that was listed in this arc, in particular the more advanced practices like cognitive behavioral therapy or acceptance and commitment therapy, we can work together. I can help you to be able to um, understand these practices better and to incorporate them into your daily life. Depression, anger, anxiety are all the results of negative thinking. And when you learn how to identify negative thoughts in your mind and to detach from those thoughts and reframe those thoughts with healthier, more positive thoughts, all of that heavy depression and that anxiety and anger is going to be alleviated. Also, with your values, if you list your values, you should have already done that in ARC 12 and start aligning with your values. For example, if you value happiness, even when you're sad, you are going to make choices that aligns with your value of happiness. You're going to do things, engage in activities and practices that cultivate happiness and inner peace. And we can work together to do this. Voluntary offerings. If you would like to donate to this channel, my Cash App is #the_goddess XX. All right, that brings us to the end of ARC 14. We are almost finished. We have one more arc left. Are you proud of yourself? I am proud. I'm proud of myself. Okay, beloved, I love you and I hope you have a beautiful, amazing, terrific, splendid, stupendous day. Until next time, bye.